You're finished your reset, your release phase, you're going into maintenance.
I'm in final week of the release phase. I'm in week
Yes.
6, and I'm feeling amazing. I feel great. I love the way I'm looking. I have this target. I could almost choose not to go to that target, but I wanna see where it takes me by going to that
Mhm.
target, and then I can
Right.
make some adjustments. I'm really excited about reintroducing the different elements that I've taken away and seeing how my body reacts to it. Psychologically, I'm totally ready for those changes that I've already implemented. It's shifted so much within me in the terms of how I feel, my reactions to what the foods that I take. The electrolytes have been really helpful. I never took electrolytes ever in my life. It's the first time I
Right.
ever did that. So I think that was helpful too. The psychology of it, thinking about it and me making these conscious choices, it makes me feel good about it. Just being over that hump of being like, "Oh god, I wish I could have that." It just also adds to making me feel good about the whole process.
You said it shifted how I feel. Can you give us more details?
It shifted,
What were you
it
feeling
shifted
before? How were you feeling before? How are you feeling now, if you were to compare?
before I was content with myself, but I knew in the back of my mind that would be happier if I took off some weight and was more conscious about the food or the drinks that I was taking because I knew many times that what I was ingesting and how I was feeling the next day wasn't the ideal choice to be making. And I knew that I had to do a reset. It just took me a while to really make that conscious decision. And
Mhm.
then when I started the reset program, I was really mentally prepared, having the willpower and going for it. Since I was so ready to do it, it was a good challenge for me. It was hard
Mhm.
at certain times, especially when you're surrounded by your family and your friends, and food and drinks just are part of your usual lifestyle. So that was a little bit difficult at times where I wish so much that I could have something.
What helps you in those times hang on?
What helps me to hang on is just reminding myself that I'm doing this for myself and being motivated by the goal, by the outcome. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? That's what kept me on track because I started seeing the changes relatively quickly because I really stuck to the program per the
Right.
guidelines. I was very serious about that. And I understood that there's a relatively quick drop in the beginning, which is normal water and what have you. So you start seeing a result quite immediately. But I understood the whole process. And then getting that scale
Mhm.
really also motivated me because it gives you all of this other data that I'd never thought about. And so watching those trends go down or go up,
Mhm.
depending on what the data was, that was super motivating. It
Oh,
was
interesting.
hard, but I stuck with it, and then now, 6 weeks into it, I think maybe the hardest part was after week 3. It's like you fall, you get back up, and you stay true to the goal, and then I just started feeling really good and comfortable. I was in a rhythm that was fine, and then started going out again socially and being a little nervous about, "Oh my god, how am I gonna react in this social situation?" And then being true to myself and, being open about the fact that I'm doing this metabolic reset, and
Mhm.
everyone respects it and thinks it's cool.
Mhm.
So that also helps. And just to see how good I'm feeling now, the ailment I had before are literally gone. So I know that it is definitely what I was eating or drinking that was causing some of these inflammations. So that's super satisfying not to have that anymore.
It's not just the weight loss, you've seen some positive effects in other areas that are not just weight, like, the
Oh,
asthma
totally.
or some digestive
Yeah, the
issues.
asthma that I had
Yeah.
definitely haven't had to take my inhaler once in the past
Mm.
6 weeks. I'm a pretty energetic person, but having great energy, not having that afternoon slump, and just the sense of pride in accomplishing something for myself
Mhm.
and feeling great now and motivated to get to the end of it. There's a shift in just my whole mindset about how I approach my lifestyle choices. And so
Mhm.
that's what I'm really thankful for. I'm going to stick with it. Does that mean that, hey, maybe occasionally if I have an exceptional meal or opportunity for something that might take me off the path, I know how to make the adjustments afterwards without feeling bad about it because it's also
Yeah.
important to have fun, enjoy, and understand the program so that if life happens, you just get back into the swing of things.
There's a certain flexibility to it and that it fits your lifestyle. Because I know you were worried about not worried, but concerned about you're somebody who likes to go out and very social, and then you're thinking, "Oh, how is that gonna fit with my lifestyle?" But now you're figuring out how you can take this structure and
Yeah.
still do well. It
Oh,
doesn't mean you
totally.
can't do those things.
I find it
Yeah.
really exciting because it's a form of evolution. It's honoring myself and the best version of myself, which is something that I've been working on.
Mhm,
This complements well with the journey that I'd started before doing the program of identifying what is the best version of myself and nourishing my body properly to be that, whatever that might look like, is
mm,
super, super important. So in
mm.
that sense, it's been great. And now I'm excited for the maintenance phase, for the reintroduction of all of these items to see what works. And you know what? I'm okay with giving some stuff up. It doesn't matter. I spent like decades eating this shit. You know what I mean? So it's okay. I can spend the next decade because within the realm of possibilities, there's so much wonderful stuff. And that's all really exciting.
That's awesome, and so I hear you feel more connected with your body? Do you feel like you're
Oh,
more
I feel yes, I
yeah.
definitely feel more connected with my body, and I can tell that my body is happy with the decision that I've made.
Oh, cool. And it's thanking you.
It is thanking me,
Yeah,
yes,
having
so
asthma just by feeling good and by feeling your
yeah.
energy. So what would you say to yourself or to somebody who is hesitating about doing this? What would you say to them?
I would say to them that they really have to be mentally prepared to do this, and they really have to be certain or ready to make this decision for themselves. And understanding that it does entail some adjustments and perhaps what people might call sacrifices, but it's not really that. It's just being ready to make the right decision for yourself as
Mhm,
a woman of a certain age. And being having the willpower. If you don't really believe that you want to do this for yourself, you're just not ready.
mm,
And that's really important. So take the time to make the decision. For me, it was hearing also the talks that you give for free that are great because it allowed me to start thinking about it, tap into it. What is it exactly that you're proposing? So I would suggest maybe signing up to these classes, a couple of classes, and engaging in conversation in the subject matter because your master classes also touch upon many different levels within the program
mhm,
or the program or not, what to think about as we're traversing these changes and then going for it. But being ready to take those 6 weeks plus the maintenance phase to really shift that energy. And in the
mm.
grand scheme of things, it's not that much time. It's really not that much time. You have to have the desire to really finally take care of yourself and be at one with your body and yourself and your mind. That would be my sincere recommendation.
When you say willpower, did you feel like you had to push through the whole time? Like it sounds like no, actually you had to be ready to start, but then since you saw some quick results, since your body adapted, since the cravings went away, since all these things were happening, that there was positive momentum.
Super positive momentum. Yeah, I didn't feel the need to have to push myself to be like, "Come
Mhm,
on, Tiff, you can do this." Maybe I had some of those thoughts in the beginning. I felt that once I was on a roll, you have to be able to adjust relatively quickly to these changes. I think the willpower, I had it from the beginning. So the moment you have it on a foundational level, I think you're set to go. It gives you that drive and that energy. And testing yourself. Are you really being honest with yourself? These are like little voices in your head, whether it's your body giving you little signals, you have certain ailments, or you're not feeling good about yourself, or whatever, you eat something because you love it, but then you feel like shit the next day. These are little signs and signals that we choose to just ignore, right? I think there just comes a time in your life when you just have to stop making the wrong decisions. If you want to continue being healthy and
right.
enough energy to be doing everything that you want and being mentally good with everything. Do you know what I mean?
I think what you mean by willpower is your why. Like you got to know that you
Yeah,
want your why, you want to do it. Of course, you have to push through, but because you go back to your why.
I'm ready to do it.
Yeah. It's interesting because it doesn't really work
Yeah.
if you don't actually do the pattern interrupter because you start making adaptations, but then you make more and then you make more and you
Oh,
make
wait.
more and you never really give a chance for the body to reset. That's why it's a
No.
reset. It's a pattern
Yeah.
interrupter. And that's how it's built, right? And
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
it's so effective so fast that we can that's why I can make these promises, literally say, I'll give you your
Yeah.
money back in 30 days if you don't see
Yeah.
any results, because it is not technically possible if you follow the program.
It's all connected.
Thanks for sharing. That's very
Well,
helpful.
you're welcome. Thank you. I'm grateful to you to have put the hard work into creating the program because I know it's not an easy task. When you have that willpower and that focus and that drive to help women, which is great. And I'm sure satisfying for you to have these relationships and to see the impact that it has, the positive impact, and then always tweaking. It's a
Yeah.
constant work in progress and understanding, okay, What can I do better? Because for every person that's on the program is gonna maybe react differently. So
Yeah.
it is an individualized program. It's not like anyone can do this. It's based on who you are as a person. So that's
Yeah,
important.
we adapt to your physiology, to your goals specifically. Some people, it works better to be more adaptable or to have a more rigid structure. That depends on the personality of the person as well.
I think the golden thread is reconnection to your body, to your mind, to your soul, because those 3 are connected for sure. That's the overarching kind of idea. So, I
Yeah,
feel great. I do, and I'm stoked. I'm stoked about the new me, and
the real
it's
me.
all the real
The
me. Yes, the
real
real
me.
me. That's right.
Yeah,
I
coming
love
back
it.
to yourself. I'm really happy to hear you say that because that's really my mission is to help women reconnect with their bodies as a doorway to reconnecting with themselves. Because we
Totally.
spend so much of our life as women disconnected from our body, and it's the doorway into ourselves. And I also believe that it's the doorway to connecting with something bigger than ourselves.
I completely
Yeah.
agree.
Mhm.
That's great to hear. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.